Hello everyone. So the next topic in chapter 4 is stress testing. So stress testing, it is the second last topic under market risk. So let's discuss. So stress testing. So stress testing, it is a kind of simulation technique. So we have studied different types of VAR methods, that is historical, variance and covariance, and Monte Carlo simulation technique. So here simulation means imitation, copying, imitating something which is already happened. So here stress testing, it is a kind of imitation we are doing, kind of imitation technique used on assets and liability portfolio. So the company's assets or liabilities to determine their reactions during financial situations. So due to any reason, if in the market either the interest rates are changing, or inflation has happened, or deflation has happened, or financial crisis has been called all over the country. So in this situation, how our assets, how our liabilities are changing their reactions. Reactions means here the earnings, the way we used to earn on these assets and we used to pay for the liabilities, how those things have changed. So that is called as stress testing. So simply here we are studying the stress on the portfolio, stress of the portfolios during different financial conditions or situations. So it is the useful method for determining how a portfolio will react during a period of financial crisis. So when in the company they have called financial crisis, or all over the country, or all over the world, if there is a financial crisis, if interest rates has been decrease or increase, or deflation or inflation has happened, or some wars have been declared, so due to any financial crisis, how our portfolios are reacting, how they are providing us returns, that is called as stress testing in risk management. So in steps in stress testing, so how we should know the percentage of stress a portfolio has. So here for that there are 3 steps. One is generate scenarios, generating situations, revaluing the portfolio. So we are again calculating the value of the portfolio. Last step is we will summarize all our results. So let's look into the first step. So first step is we have to collect the scenario or the situation, which situation has affected our portfolio. So this is the most challenging part of stress testing, because it is the first step, it is the most crucial step, it is the most reasonable step where we can understand how our portfolio has changed their way of earning. What was the reason, what was the financial crisis which affected our portfolio, which affected our company's earnings. So here in simple, they are generating the worst case scenario. So if our companies are facing losses, if you are not getting the expected returns, then what is that worst scenario, what is that credible worst situation which has affected our portfolio? What is the reason behind the loss, what is the reason behind the stress, what is the reason behind the financial crisis? So that is the first step, that is generating the scenarios. Next is revalue the portfolio. So here in this word only we can understand, one is next is value. So when we are come acrossing some financial crisis situation, then in this financial crisis and before we will compare the value. So what was the value before the financial crisis of our portfolio, and now what is the value of our portfolio during the financial crisis? So that is, we are again valuing our portfolio in relevant to the financial crisis. So revaluing portfolio under new worst cases. So today some worst cases has happened. So in this worst situation, how where how and where our portfolio is standing. So that is comparing before and after the financial crisis. What is the value, what is the worth of our portfolio? So here one note has provided that results are generally changes in present value, not war. So war it provides us, it provides an estimation level of risk, right? This percentage of risk and this percentage of confidence we have, so that is provided by war. So here they are telling that it is not always we can depend on the war. Sometimes the present value of the portfolio should be considered other than the war estimation. So that is what the present. So before 1 month, you did one war method to analyze the percentage of the losses you may come across, but on that situation or in that month you didn't know that in the coming month or coming year there will be financial crisis. So here, instead of considering the estimation provided by the war model, we should consider the present value changes due to the financial crisis. So that is what this point is telling, revaluing the portfolio value of the securities depending upon the present condition, present value. That is the second step. Last step is summarizing the results. So in the last end step, we need to prepare one report. So that report should give the expected level of market loss. So in the financial crisis, if we are facing the financial crisis, so what percentage of loss we could have to face, or what is the gain we can enjoy during this situation. So in addition to this, if we are occurring the losses, what are the business areas that should be concentrated to improve or to gain the profits? So this is the third step and the last step of the stress testing. So next is what are the essential characteristics of good stress test. So for testing your securities during financial crisis, what are the things to be keep in mind? So one most important thing, the point which is already repeated, is we should concentrate, we should prepare, we should revalue our portfolio depending upon the current situation or current position and the present values, not on the previous estimations, previous war. So always a good stress test will be relevant to the current position. So it will be updated, for calculating the stress, they will consider the current information available. So that is first thing. Next is it should consider all changes in relevant market interest rates. So here, whatever the market rates relevant to our securities, relevant to our portfolios, whatever the rates that is linked with the securities, all those rates should be studied, all those changes in the rates should be studied. That is the second good characteristic. Third is it should be support means encourage discussions. So here, as we are conducting one stress test, so here the company should encourage their employees, the managers, to provide them ideas to overcome this situation. To overcome from this situation, they should provide one discussion forum to come up with ideas or solutions to solve the financial crisis. So that is the third characteristic. Last is it should consider market liquidity. So that is what it is linked with this first point, that it should consider the market situation, current market situation, market liquidity. So that's it about stress testing. The next topic is back testing. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can ask me in your group. Okay, thank you.